Okay, Miss Janie, would you explain to them how to do a surrogate test?
Okay, surrogate testing is just like um, what you've heard about surrogate pregnancies. You allow somebody else to use your body. And in order to do that, we've got to zero ourselves out first and make sure that none of our frequencies are coming through and interfering with the person who has sent us their biological samples. Now, to do that, we run a comprehensive test on ourselves just like we would anyone else. We're going to click Next Visit. We're going to make sure the baseline is checked. We're going to select Imprint Specifics and Comprehensive Analysis, and we're going to run our test. Okay, now that our test is completed, just like any other person, we would go and check the baseline. Go to Baseline, left click. We make sure that the adrenal gland resonance is at the top. We see that the eustachian tube got better by the remedies that we received, but we still need to balance it out with something else. Okay, make sure we go all the way down to the urinary tract, and that's the only thing that didn't come into balance. So we go to Filters to the far left, Filters at the top, and then we're going to print eustachian tube. Now, if we don't spell this right, it won't do a thing. So I'm going to try hard to spell it right. Okay, now we're going to search. We must have spelled it right. Click on Baseline, and then we're going to Scan, and it's going to give me the balancing remedy. All right. Now we're going to organize our information by hitting Scale. We're going to get a dilution for our new remedy. Left click, right click, Scan. Okay, now we're ready to balance out my energies. By going to the test plate.
Okay, Miss Janie, I've got a blank remedy, so imprint the remedy at the same time you do your hand.
All right, we're going to uncheck my imprint instructions, which it shows individual dilutions and 1 minute. Now what I will do is lay my hand flat on the test plate, and in that little V area between your index finger and your thumb. A remedy sits very nicely right there. And what that will do when we imprint our hand and the remedy at the same time, it enables me to get up and leave the computer, and when I come back I can just put that remedy in my energetic field and I will balance again. When you leave your computer, you pick up all sorts of frequencies around you. So it's very important that you have something to bring yourself back into balance when you sit back down at the computer and you don't have to go through this process again. We have 33 more seconds. Now once I imprint my hand, I am considered as a 0. I'm neutral. The comprehensive is the only test you have to run to balance yourself. All right, we're through with that. Now we're going to put our biological samples on the test plate. And we are going to hold the electrodes for that individual. They are using our body without our energies to hold on to the electrodes. So we will go into clients and we will enter their information, new, and we'll put in their information.
First name, Ron.
Okay. All right. Just like the other times, we check to make sure that our information is correct. We click Save. Then we build their test. Their baseline test needs to be checked for their comprehensive, just like it did mine. We're going to click Imprint and Comprehensive. All right. Now you see that our surrogate has sent biological samples and he's a male. I'm going to hit Start.
Now, Miss Janie, when we're running samples, this really is up to you. If you want to do hair, nail, urine, saliva, or if you're a medical doctor, you could do blood. It's really up to you. You know, if you just want to do hair or if you just want to do nails, you can certainly get the right information from it. I always just tell them to get a good sample. Don't just do one nail and don't do one hair. Get a good amount of hair and quite a few nails if you're going to do that.
Now, I don't want his energies going through my body, so I am holding the electrodes with one hand and more or less allowing the frequencies to go from one finger to the other.
Believe it or not having all those frequencies traveling through your body by holding them with one hand and not one in one hand and one in the other, it keeps those frequencies from going through your body. And it actually, I noticed a difference in my energy level when I did that versus when I let it go through my body. So I would just take and use one hand when I'm doing my surrogates.
All right, we have completed our first test for our surrogate. We're going to organize the information from the most dysresonant to the least. We see that our red number is at the bottom, so we need to scale it again. Now we're ready to go to our second scan. We go to Clients, Next Visit. We make sure that the baseline is unchecked. And we go to our main body, male reproductive, and multivite. Once again, I'm holding the electrodes with one hand. One finger is receiving the energy and it's going out my thumb. Now, it's good to have reviewed the clinical appraisal information that they sent with their biological samples so that as you run the test, you can see any supplements coming up that might address their main issues that they want help with, their symptoms. All right, there we have our second scan. We scale it. Scale it again because the largest number is not next to the yellow. All right, now we're going to go to our third scan. Once again, we do not want a baseline with this. We're going to select Imprint Specifics 2, Information, and we're going to test again. As it's scanning the dilutions, you can look at the top of the graph paper and see how many remedies are going into this scan. All right, now we're going to organize the information by clicking on Filter Test.
Okay, from this point forward, all you want to do is go and choose the supplements in the main body scan and the third scan, and you want to do an imprint on the comprehensive and an imprint on the third scan. So you treat it just like if the individual were sitting here with you.